Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of our tank tutorial. So with this, we're kind of going to be going back to the turret, as well as just adding in bits of greeble here and there as we go. Now, I've just literally noticed that I can do another bit of greeble while I'm here, so we're just going to quickly do that, and that is a fact that one thing you can do is, like with this, we can also just, I just thought, let's make a match while we're up here, and that kind of looks a little more kind of interesting. And then on the back, we can do something that kind of, in a sense, matches what we've done at the back, while also kind of keeping in line with this here. And I think that looks kind of quite interesting. Now, another little kind of tactic that I've picked up. Now, this is not strictly related to tanks. I found this on a TikTok about mech warfare, but I thought, and designing mechs, and I thought, that could be a really cool idea for greeble. And that is, cut out a square, then fill the square in with, it's better if you do it with natural block instead of half blocks, it just works better. And then, just fill it in with, bits of stuff, essentially. So, you know, hey, let's say we'll have like a, you know, you don't have to do too much with it to make it look good. Because there, you immediately have a cool little vent. And equally as well, you can just improve this by doing that. And there you go. Immediately, it makes it a little more interesting and kind of technical. So, that's one technique you can do. And I mean, you can do that on ships as well. I mean, you can even extend to doing this with plates, and that is if we just get the simple heavy metal, like the heavy panels. You can literally just do the same sorts of things if we grab, you know, the heavy armor plates. Oh, there's like the central panel as well. Now, what's the central panel? Oh, I think that's actually meant to be for half block. Oh, okay. But yeah, you can do, you know, a sort of square on here, because immediately you can see the texture is different on small armor. But as well as that, you can literally just do little bits to kind of almost accompany the like the rest of the kind of shaping, almost. So you can do you know, something like that. And immediately, you know, if you do it alongside it, immediately just add a bit more detail. And that sort of thing. As well as that, one of my more kind of favourite kind of designs is just cutting it out, as we said, but instead using this sort of style. So, you know, if you rotate it around, and then you can do something like this, and then immediately you've got like a kind of cool little kind of arrow shape going ahead. And yeah, it compromises the armor a tiny bit, but it certainly does provide a little more of a kind of interesting shape. And always as well, you don't have to kind of stick to like doing anything elsewhere. You can do it in a kind of rectangle, so like it's got almost chevrons pointing that way in a kind of similar style to Go Faster stripes. You can absolutely do that. Now, over here is we have my friend's Hunter. This is his Mjolnir tank. I've placed it in without DLC, but it's just to give like a kind of good example of greebling here. So like, I don't have the DLC for the armor either, but he's done stuff like, you know, put beam blocks in here where the camera is. He's done stuff like, you know, adding this on to make a kind of grill effect. He's done some cool stuff with the like the hatchway. He's got actually put a full interior into his, as well as adding, you know, an additional camera there. But it's this bit that we really want to have a look at. In the sense, this is kind of how you should set up your surrounding area for your turret. And that is just very simply, I mean, he's put blast doors around it to stop it, stop stuff getting blown up, so we're probably going to do the same. But, you know, what we're going to do, very well, just, you know, make sure the measurements, it's literally 5x5 around here, and then it's like, then my phone needs to put, like, corners at the bottom, so we'll probably do the same. I think he's done it like that, hasn't he? Ooh. No, I think he's just literally just put corner block in the middle here. Yeah. Oh, we'll uncover that. And, oh, we'll... At which point we'll probably just have to take those out. So, yeah. That's like 7x7 across. And... That's also... I think... That's like 7 across, is it? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, that's 7 across, and then the bottom here... It's just got the corner blocks, and then, yeah. So we'll just simply do the blast doors with on each side panel, which is essentially just, we'll cut this out, and cut this back panel out. Then we'll go to where, I don't think we do have blast doors, they're just here. Yes, and we'll just angle them like this, blast doors up. Blast doors here. There we go, lovely. And, oh, whoops, don't want to be doing that. Oh, that's not placed right. There we go, blast doors like that. Fantastic. Now we can simply start on the actual turret itself. Now, what I'm going to do quickly is just pop over to this Mjolnir, and I'm just going to borrow all the rotor settings, because, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, rotor. Yeah, Hunter loves putting in, like, stuff at, like, max, add rotor head. Yeah, his rotor displacement's at -2. But, oh, can I just say as well, this is a really nice example of the Greeble stuff that I was talking about earlier. In the sense that you can just cut out a square and then just fill bits of it in. Yeah. Anyway, if we just go to the rotor. He put it at -2, and we're going to put the braking torque up. I don't like putting it at max. Oh, for flip's sake. What are you crying for? There, now you're happy. Right. So, anyway, turret-wise, what we're just going to very simply do is we're going to actually just quickly reverse the rotor displacement, just purely because it's going to be a lot easier to build off of. But, yeah. Now, remember as well, because we're using, like, large grid systems, that is how we're going to actually build the rest with large conveyor systems. So we're going to grab, you know, medium cargo container. This is what I kind of like to do for my immediate just turret setup, is immediately just a cargo container accompanied by accompanied by, oh, for flip's sake, a battery on each side. Now, if you remember as well, if you do want to test this just because of clang, advanced rotor, and you can literally just, yeah, you see that looks like it's immediately going to cause a problem, but it does look like it rotates completely fine. Anyway, so what we're immediately going to do is this rotor, of course, will be a part of our custom turret. So what we're going to do is, well, now it kind of comes down to you really on how you want to build your tank and what weapons you have. I mean, we're just gonna stick with the vanilla weapons. Where are the weapons? Block weapons. Which are the vanilla ones? They're not large Gatling guns. We are gonna have. Okay, we're gonna go for reloadable. No, we're gonna go for the missile launcher, aren't we? Where's artillery? Autocannons are nice to have for flak. You can also have rocket launchers, but we're gonna probably go for main artillery, which is not available on small grid. Okay, we'll go for railgun as well, and just autocannons as well, because they're very handy. Now, as you can see with this one, it's just kind of the way it's done is it's got fixed rifles rigged up within here, as well as all sorts of like gizmos on top. Like he's got a periscope, he's got like a dedicated anti-air, and he's got like a flat cannon, which now I think on the later model he's actually replaced with missiles because missiles were better. But I mean, you know, if we just yeah, for this we'll have to actually use the reloadable version because it's small grid. Reloadable rocket launcher. And we're probably going to use the actual conventional Gatling turret as well, because we can probably bolt this on the top of the tank. Now, first thing is the way you actually do want to rig this up. I've just realised the first mistake I've made. Well, I say first mistake of many. The way you should do this is make sure. Oh no. Yeah, placing this is always an agony because you generally want like something like this kind of face into. It depends on how you build it, whether you have like a big main gun from your weapon pack tethered up. But I think for this, what we're going to do is we're going to have something like this facing forward, and then we're going to have the but then we can't do cargo. Straight into the back. So it's all kind of about sacrificing about what you actually want. So we're just going to do it like this, I guess. Oh no, there we go, that's what I wanted to do. So now, with this, we can do cargo straight into the back. Batteries on either side. I kind of like, let's put a little reinforcement. And remember as well, just to save yourself time, put mirror mode on this. And I'm kind of curious to how we've done the Mjolnir, whether I've made a mistake somewhere with the rotor settings, because the way you've done it, I always have problems when it comes to the turret, and chances are you will as well, so it's good I'm actually showing off how the turret works. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut in from the side. So you'll immediately see this is the way he's done it. I believe he's got an additional custom controller. We've just got that mounted on straight away at the bottom. So we've actually got, hang on, so if we check ours, he's got, and let's do a quick dive in and have a look. So we've got his mounted around the actual base of the rotor. Yeah, so have we. And then he's gone 1, 2, 3 up. It's odd because of the way it's sitting. What we'll do is we'll just quickly cut that away. Yeah. So that, yeah. Because it's interesting, you see, you've only got like a half block gap here, and he's just simply got that around it, that pull down, and only 3 blocks here, as you can see, and it's just wired up. But it's interesting of how mine's going to work. His is mounted on half block, mine's not, because I forgot that little feature. That's why. That would be why. Because I, in my infinite wisdom, have gone a bit high with it. no problem. We can just... Yeah, because the way he's done it is he's gone 1, 2... From this, he's gone 1, 2, 3 up, and then it's sitting on half block. And then we've gone from here, we've gone 1, 2, 3 up, and then we put an additional one on top, which is not what we should have done. Remember guys, get your bodywork perfect, and your turret setup perfect, before you do anything else, like being stupid as me. Which basically means as well that we don't need it this high, either. We can just have it mounted on the half block from the get-go, which means I didn't even need to mount it this high. Which means I could have stopped. Overall, as you go through tank building, you'll find it is quite a long and iterative kind of process. So, yeah. So, but to go through it one more time, have this sort of set up with the corners around the thing, around the base of the rotor. Then what you want to do is you want to have, firstly, in each corner, pillars like this, all the way up. And then you want to rig up blast doors. Like so. I put 3 layers of... That would be why I ended up putting 3 layers of blast doors. Welcome to the chaos of my channel. We do dumb shit like this. And now I can put half blocks there. Which basically means as well, we will have to redo this section so the turret can actually turn. And not completely fuck up. So we're just gonna, before we do anything more stupid, we're just gonna put these half blocks down and go from there. Now, bear in mind, okay, before anyone gets in the comments and starts criticizing all my mistakes throughout the video, bear in mind, I've had numerous games deciding to, like, crash on me and thing, and also, the only reason that videos 1 and 2 were so good is because they took multiple takes, because I, wasn't happy with them. Right, so, by the way, yeah, this tank chassis at the start has been rebuilt multiple times, and each one's slightly different from the last, so, I'm very glad I'm on the turret. But there's, like, a sneak peek into my, process. It is, guffed as fuck. Now, how best to do this? I think maybe doing like a kind of T... Oh. What's going on with the T-junk? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Keen, we need this fixed, please. There's not actually like a small, large version of the T-junction conveyor block, and it's quite annoying. So, can we have that in the next update, please? That'd be lovely. Just a little bug fix. Cheers. Yeah. So I kind of like doing this. Oh, whoops. Now we're gonna leave that clear for a reason, but we're gonna just do reinforcement across there. And don't worry, we will come back and put additional stuff on there. Now what we want to do is how did he do? Oh, firstly we're gonna get rid of the weather. Remove weather. Let me just quickly take. I roughly remember how we did it. I just can't remember if he used a small hinge or a big hinge. I used a small hinge. Yeah, now for bigger guns in the AW weapon pack, you'll have to do the same approach that we did over here and just use a large hinge and port it directly into the gun. For what Hunter did, we are going to use a small hinge, so we're going to crack out the conveyor converter. I just think, Ran, if you went the whole thing using large conveyors and then just go straight to a conveyor converter, what's the point? Point is, you want to build for the maximum amount of guns possible. If they bring out like a new gun which uses large grid ports for shepherding ammo around, you will thank me in the future. Okay? You always build for the future of what they might bring out, and as well as that, you always build for like other mods as well. So yeah, with here, we're just very simply gonna rig up a conveyor tube like that. What can we put on the sides here? Now, is there like a missile kind of turret? Can we get like the rocket? Is it the rocket turret? Yes we can. So we're just gonna put it on top of there for the time being. But yeah, now what we can rig up is we can just kind of, if you look at kind of the back here, we kind of went up like this, and I just kind of suggest that's how you really do it as well. You kind of suss out where the weapons are going to be, how high they are. I mean, I often just leave that kind of set up and go back and work on this bit, which is basically working out like where everything's going to be in your actual tank turret. Because as well, I like put it, reason why we left a gap here, we're actually going to put the custom controller in here. Again, a tip I picked up from the Hunter, and that is have your custom turret controller inside the actual tank, so it's still got for the turret still have AI and can still fight. So as well, I like to label them. For example, if you're, I generally just put conventional turrets on my main turret, so there's only one. But you might like to do what Hunter did and have multiple just mounted on. But I just prefer to have one, really. And also as well, remember to name your turret. So we're just going to say this is the tank turret. And then, you know, we can go into here and just call it tank. Just remember, the further you name them, when you spawn them in, and they won't get zapped by the grid cleanup systems or by the admins for not being named. Now, how far have we actually gone out? Oh, we've just done it really, really simply. And just gone all the way across. So I think because as well it ain't broke, so don't fix it. I think we're just gonna have a similar setup, although I think we're gonna go a little more powerful and a little more upgunned. After all, this is a bigger tank than the Mjolnir, and that is a beast. Oh, what's going on here? Come on. Unable to place. Why? Why can't you? Ooh, oh dear. Was it not? It wasn't placing on the hinge, it was placing on the actual thing. Okay. There we go. Now, bear in mind, this may break some server restrictions, but that's not exactly, like, if we're not breaking server restrictions, we're not having fun. So, what we're going to do is we're just very going to simply just place this on, like this. There we are. And we're going to have, maybe something like that, I think. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to make it branch out just a little more, just so they are kind of based on a little more of an edge, I guess, really. And now we'll do conveyor junctions like this. There we are. And now we'll go autocannons. Let's have a look. Does it have a port on the back? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, fantastic. So we can just fucking skip that stage and literally go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. fixed. Voila! So you can literally rock up to the battlefield and go like hippity hoppity, you're hippity hoppity, your base is now demolished. Or, you know, hippity hoppity, your riches are now my property. I've just realised how fucking in character that is. Especially since I'm British. That's literally all the Brits have done throughout the whole of history. Anywho, politics aside, let's carry on. So, you want to be careful with your big tanks as well, is the fact that because your base is so big, sometimes your turret will have problems shooting down, which can allow smaller tanks to just move forward and get under your guard. Which, speaking from personal experience, it is a bit of a problem. Now, yeah, so the interesting thing that Hunter did with his section is that he actually had kind of this section, kind of like this, which I did come up with a kind of idea for how this would work, and I tried it out with like a custom point defense turret, and I didn't have kind of much success, but it was kind of inspired by like the turbo lasers in Star Wars, and that is you kind of rig up something like this, in the sense that you actually fully protect the hinge by enclosing it in a whole other section of up that's not going to be able to tilt up. Right. Yeah. Doing this is always a particular bit of a faff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly pop in and custom turret. Where is it? Control. Ah, we haven't got a camera set up on it. What that probably next thing we'll do. We'll just rig a camera. A camera set up there for now. Camera, there we go. We can always change it later. Oh, there's not actually an autocannon bolted on there, probably. So we'll just quickly patch that. There we go. This may clang out the world, but oh, we haven't actually configured that custom turret control. Oh, it's right there. Where'd it go? There it is. Custom turret controller. Hinge main turret, rotor main turret, find camera, find weapons. All the weapons. There we go. And now we can have it pointing directly up. Like so. And the only thing actually stopping it is this wall. So we can actually take this wall up. Oh, no, that looks to be actually the farthest it can extend. Right. We're just going to angle it a tiny bit down. There we are. And now what we're going to do here is just very simply put some stuff like this to kind of provide a bit of protection to the thing, to the actual guns themselves, as well as the actual rest of the emplacement. So we'll just, the way we'll do it is we'll just do something like this. And I think we'll just again. Kind of do what Hunter did and just go very much just armor plating. Yeah, I think on the end it'll look a bit interesting. And I mean, it kind of gives the vibe of not really anti-tank, like not really, you know, give the vibe of anti-air rather than, you know, anything else, which, to be honest, is not too bad. But, you know, anyone coming this way will immediately just go, what the fuck? If it's just like, You're in a tank with way too many autocannons, and you see this coming, you're gonna have a bad day. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just extend this so actually kind of have a base to rest on. And then again, we'll just kind of go up like this, and then well, looks like we'll have to go up a little bit further in order to get it fully right, but we can do some there we go. So that's kind of how you want to start with the idea of putting a kind of bit of protection over there to protect like the turret and its narrow bit even more, really. Because that's what you want to do, because when it's pointing down, the hinge will actually be fully exposed. And you want to do, you know, something kind of like this. Of course, the way Hunter did it is his system will actually kind of goes a lot lower than mine does, so his will look better. But anyway, we're not comparing ourselves to Hunter today, because he's a fucking grandmaster when it comes to tank building. We're simply comparing what we're doing. So there we are. And now, of course, you can retest this. You know, so we can move around pretty easily, and we'll be able to see through this narrow bit of where... And our camera will be well protected. Now, of course, we kind of have to leave the rest of the bits kind of fully open, so, I mean, that kind of, as shown here, he's kind of left that almost fully open with multiple layers of glass. But, you know, we can kind of conceal that bit by bit by being clever. And so what we'll do, first thing we'll do is we'll just angle straight up and see what bits we can kind of cover up. So I'd say the first thing we can do is we can immediately just go across like this. We'll do that. And there we are. So that can immediately go up and down as we kind of please. And then we can immediately just, we come across here, immediately just put a line up like that, line up like that. Oh dear. That's made more of an issue. Where we're going to have to angle the gun down again. There we go. Now, all we have to do is just very simply mirror what we've done across here. Now, if you think this looks a bit kind of open, then yeah, it kind of will be, but on the bright side, your hinge is nowhere near as fully exposed as it would be otherwise. Like, it's going to take some doing to fucking get the hinge which is in there. Anyway. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep, you know, building out. Oh, no. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we place there, but... Now we can kind of just go all the way across like this, and just very much just cut this out. Oh, whoops. There we are. Now, as well as that, we can now kind of start to push the boat out as to what we can try and do with this. For example, can we place one up here? Oh, we can? Absolutely. Can we place stuff in here? Oh, it looks like we can. So all this is just about kind of trying to fill up this empty bit of space. Can we, without it kind of breaking? So, as well as that, I reckon though, filling it with half blocks will always be a kind of better strategy, because it will always allow, just simply allow better, get your words out, Ran. Just allow better, mobility. That's the word. With the, within the, like, between these bits. You can tell I've been at this for way too long. I swear, this video ended up going to be, like, so fucking long. Yep. Anyway, so, the turret is basically done. We can just move around. Haven't got much in the way of visibility, but we can kind of... we can fix that with cameras. And I mean, we've basically got a pretty solid looking anti-air system. But again, as well, remember, you can always add like a bit more kind of ways to almost solidify the stuff here if it looks a bit too flimsy. Flimsy is the word. For example, this will probably... will that prevent it from going much higher? Yeah. Yeah, it does. But you know, all cannons, like, unfortunately are like the main kind of gun you can only really set on tanks at the moment until they add something new. So until then, like, this is probably one of the better setups you are going to get purely with vanilla. Let's get like the 1x-block windows. Oh, well, 1x1. The 1x1 slope. And yeah, you just want to very simply, for this, just rig it up like this. There we are. Now, when it comes to like the back of the turret, we now have the rough height that it will kind of stop at, which basically means now we can work out roughly where to place stuff. So first thing I want to actually do is where's the conveyor line? Ah, the conveyor line's here. Right, we'll just add the conventional one. Ah, perfect. So what we can do is you can put one up here, and then you can just have like a straight buffer, like a frame here. And now what I want to do is just simply place a Gatling for point defense. So just simply, I like Gatling for point defense because why not? And always just layer it up with armor. Behind. We want to turn off idle movement. There we go. And now as well, we know as well roughly what height to put the missile ones at, because even though they branch out, we do want to slightly higher so they don't break anything. So, yeah. But remember as well, if you're having trouble with the turret will always be one of the more difficult things to get right, hence why this is taking me so long. And, you know, obviously this is probably going to take you a lot longer than me, because you're going to be making just as many, if not most. And you're going to be doing different with different weapon setups, or different just ways of doing it in general, because everyone has their own way and style of building, and I mean, this is just my style of doing it. Oh, look, that is perfectly wired up. Now, what we want to do is want to just put missiles on each bit. Fantastic. Now we have missile setups. Voila! So now, you can immediately see we're kind of getting to an interesting tank turret design. Now, immediately what you can do to start improving bits is literally just going around the edge and make it look a little more tank turrety. So, for example, with this, you can have an immediate just fold underneath. And that immediately will make it look a little more like a tank turret. And now just kind of around we're going to do some kind of detailing and just around the back, in the sense that the way, you know, I kind of like to do it is I like to do a bit of this and then kind of work it into a curve and then just have it go up. So, you know, around the back, you know, we know that that's probably where the tank is going to end, because of that's where the tank turret is. So I like, not the controller, so I like to just add a little layer on top just to be on the safe side. And then we can just very simply go up and up. And up. And obviously, if you want to as well, you can even just bolt a large red railgun turret on the top and just literally call it a day. That is also options that are available to you. Now, again, what I like to do is just put like a bit more of a kind of back curve into the tank turret once it's like near the top. So we can do this. Like so. And we're back from a game crash. Again. So, what I kind of like to do with turret protection is just this sort of blocks and just reinforce it with half blocks. And now we can just almost do it naturally now. Okay. We've changed this around. We can literally just do... again, we can do kind of greeble here just by literally doing something like... that. Or even just that. There we go. And now we can just rig turret protection around here. Building armor around your turret, by the way, everyone, it's important. Always do it, because it's just generally quite good. Oh, nearly crashed there again. Stupid game. Right. And I mean, again, we can add a little more detail and greeble just by doing that. The fact it's like kind of just a little more rough, just kind of adds wonders, really. Likewise here, we can just do a little bit, and then in here we've got like a perfect little kind of square section of where we can just immediately just curve out. Oh no, maybe not curve out and over greeble. Maybe not there, but you know, as well, you can kind of see that that looks a little more kind of detailed. And you know, when it comes to this, we can literally just do a setup like this. And then remember, don't neglect your defense in the middle as well. There we are. And now we can just rig it around here very simply. Now, if you're worrying about the, like, what we're doing about the outside, it's just, that is just kind of very simple. We're just going to add, like, a system. Now, immediately, we can kind of see that this does very much look like a kind of weird-looking anti-air tank. And it is quite tall, it is quite bulky, but, you know, that's just the way it works, often, really. So now, what we're going to do is, before we do, like, the rounding of the actual kind of tank setup, what we're just going to do is we're just going to very simply put the armor panels just on, really. Oh, come on. Oh, why isn't it cutting? There we go. Now we've got these plates rigged up around the back kind of section. And now we can go all the way to the front here. Just make sure as well that we... Oh, whoops. Not like that. Not like... Very much not like that. Oh, come on. You see, I really hate the kind of armor plate hitbox. It's so annoying to do. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to reach in. Now, you should generally have done this before, but unfortunately, I'm a bit of an idiot and didn't. But you want to just rig this out so it's about the front there. Oh, we're going to go all the way to the back as well. There we are. And I believe I missed a section in underneath here, didn't I? Yep. Oh, come on, game. Right, there we are. I can't tell if I accidentally placed an extra one in there. I don't think I did. Oh, flip. Where did... Ah, it did go almost all the way. Just got one layer to do. And then immediately that'll work there. Now, the way I recommend you do this bit is just very simply the armor. Where is it? There it is. If you do that, and if we grab this corner block, we can do something like this. And now, you know, we can just do this. As well as that, you know, we could have used reloadable rocket launchers for the actual tank turret itself, as well as various other different weapons. As I said earlier, you know, I only just remembered that was there, but if we grab the... There it is. There we are. And... Read that like so. And for that bit, honestly, I would say that this, for some bits, you know, you just don't have the block for, so I'd say that's just going to be your best bet. There we are. And the roughness also adds a bit of detail. I kind of like as well the shape that that's made. And then for this bit, is literally just going to be adding, just going to greeble all the way up, really. Just making the sides a little more sloped. And then we'll just kind of keep going. Oh, where did that other block go? There it is. Oh well, we'll have to do it from the other side. That's not too much of a problem. Oh. Okay. Right, no biggie. And then we can do that. Very nice. And then where did, oh, let's block it. There it is. Just go up like this. Oh, and I mean, as I said earlier, I forgot about this because it game crashed and it rolled back. But doing this underneath just always helps it look better. Oh, that's not meant to be there. But we'll just read that like that. And we'll just kind of keep going, really. Like, as for tank setup as well, other than like custom controller, you can do the rest mainly yourself. I like to like hide all the, just remember to hide, like if you use gyro armor, remember to hide all the gyros. Now if I'm clever about this, I can do, brilliant, I just did a bunch in one go. Fantastic. There we go. Now obviously as well you can put efforts into making this a little more curvy to better bounce shells off. And remember as well, if your first turret looks a bit shit, remember after this you can only just improve. Because, you know, this is just the start. Once you got like a couple of good tank designs under your belt, everything goes really smoothly from there. And I mean, I just kind of got lucky with the Otter looking really good, because building it with vanilla weapons has been like a new and refreshing challenge, to be honest. But as well as that, it kind of does highlight the need for the fact that we do need a better better guns. In fact, hang on, could I have used assault cannons? Could I have used assault oh great, game froze. Assault. I totally forgot assault cannons were in the game. I knew there was like a... Okay, yeah. Assault cannons, that would have been a better idea, because I could have just had a... assault cannon sorties like that. Okay, so remember guys, assault cannons do exist. I'm just stupid. Little like going around, eh? Anyway, so we're just gonna And voila. So, you know, it's basically done. Now, as always as well, if you want to, you can actually just leave a camera set up inside here and just have that as a solid block, but that means the camera doesn't actually move with your guns, which can cause targeting issues. So, you know, up to you. But, I mean, my recommendation for a lot of this is just literally, once you have built a good enough tank base, just leave your tank base as that. And just, oh, whoops. These should be 550. Yeah, remember as well, I think these just wheels ended up just dropping off, so we'll just fix these wheels. There we are. Remember as well, just to name this in a small grid in here so it doesn't get done by cleanup. And so, you know, I'm sure the bit everyone's been waiting for, how well does it actually drive? Well, oh flip, it's heavy. Oh gosh, oh I don't want to fall off the platform. Hang on. Parking brake on. So we are just going to save, if it'll let me save, and we're just going to blueprint. There we go. It's literally going to be called tank, but yeah. Okay, now we're just going to drive across. Oh, parking brake still on. Oh, and we'll just turn the turrets off, rocket turrets off. Yeah, as I was saying, we're just gonna double check. Always double check your blueprint. Yeah, I've got it. Now, remember, if it looks a bit tall, looks a bit ugly, remember just, you know, there are a million different ways you can slim it down. And I mean, this is my first time trying to build a tank this big. Oh, what's happened to the front bit? Why have they gone? Let's just do it like that. There we go, because that now, even though it looks a little flat, you can just, we can do a million different things to kind of fix that. But yeah, anyway, parking brake off. Let's see how this drives. But firstly, we're going down off the... Oh! Okay, we heard a clank, but nothing's actually broken. And you can see it does actually turn okay. Oh. Oh, hang on, come on. Okay, it does take a while to get going. And the turning radius kind of is okay. Look, we can do a very kind of shallow, slow turn. This is probably just because of the... How heavy... Hang on. Okay, for the wheels, let's just crank the power, the strength all the way up. Oh, that's much better. Hey, this more like it. It's slow, but it works. Okay. The turning, a lot to be desired, really. But on the bright side, it does move. And it's not very fast. Come on. It was moving fine earlier. Why have you gone so slow? Ah, there we go. We are starting to speed up, though I'm not sure if that's because we're moving downhill or not. Let's just check the wheel setup. I wonder if we just change the friction down. Okay. I mean, turning's a good way to stop, but... Okay, oh, I think it's a steering angle. Okay, so wheels-wise, we're going to turn the friction back up, and we're actually going to turn the steering wheel down to 10%. There we go, that's much better steer. Ah, yeah, now you will actually get this problem, and that's why Hunter always sets his things exorbitantly high, and that is you'll often get your tank turret spinning round So one way you can do that is just spin it back around or just be in it as you're moving and make corrections. However, if you've got reduced visibility, it doesn't often help. But the other way is just literally turn a rotor lock on it just so it doesn't move around. There we go. It is moving off. It's not particularly kind of fast, but, you know, once you get going, it's pretty good. You lose a bit of speed on the turn, but overall, we're chugging along quite well. And, you know, if an enemy comes, we can pretty just press the stop, bring to an immediate halt, look up, and immediately annihilate them. Now, obviously as well, visibility is quite limited, so I would suggest with stuff like this putting extra cameras on and that sort of thing. But other than that, I'd say we've done a pretty successful tank build. Now, before we where's our tank base? Around here somewhere. There it is. Yeah. Now, before we I can't drive the Mjolnir around because I don't have the Hunter decided in his infinite wisdom to build it using DLC wheels. So I won't show off the Mjolnir, but I actually will drive around the Otter, just so I can show you the kind of speed difference. And obviously as well, the turret would have probably been a lot smaller had I used like the modded weapon. But immediately, oh, whoops. Okay, as you can see, it has a bit of trouble getting started, and probably has the same turn problem as the other one, to be honest, in the turning rate is a bit high. But you can immediately see as well, we're bouncing across the terrain. If we do the turns a little naturally, we can get good turning, and we're immediately up to speed, and we're just flying across the terrain. Look at this! Look at this! Whoop. Oh dear. Yeah, that's the thing as well. The thing with the Otter is it's so light that, well, yeah, the gun can kind of spin all the way around. As well as that, you can also wheelie it. As well as that, if you brake too hard... Oh, whoops. I think you saw it there for a second before the menu came up, but brake too hard and the tank can flip. So just bear in mind as well, it is also worth having artificial mass blocks in the back of your tank that you can just toggle on, which will stop you flipping. Now that's a neat little trick that Day Game actually showed me, who, you know, you may remember I said he built that little brown tank over there. But yeah, that's just a very neat little trick that you can do. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this 3-part series on how to build tanks. Again, sorry the third episode got really long, but you know, you can't rush these things, and honestly, hopefully you'll have a pretty nice tank by the end. Oh, and as well as that, remember, final thing you have to do, especially with this tank, is the fact we set the rotor we set the rotor high. So now we're just gonna now we're gonna lower it down, and you'll immediately see that it's kind of flush with the thing, and you're going to have a lot of trouble hitting it. But of course, as you can... Ooh. Okay, we're going to turn the rotor torque up, because it's now not deciding to move. Rotor torque to max. There we are, now it's moving. So obviously as well, with servers that have restrictions about rotors, you are going to have to take that under advisement. But that'll literally just be editing the rotor height to make sure you don't have to put it to max. But anyway, there is a simple kind of tank, which will take a pounding, generally quite easy to repair, and it's quite big. And I mean, we kind of went from main battle tank to anti-air with the autocannons, but at this point, like, you can literally take the turret off and remake it into a little more of a main battle tank kind of build. But as always, thank you all for watching, everyone. I really hope you've enjoyed this little 3-part series on building a tank, and I've just spammed that complete wrong way, but who cares? And yeah, remember as well, braking torque can be a bit of a problem with spinning turrets. But yeah, anyway, I've tried to do an outro 3 times and I've completely failed at it. So, otherwise, thank you all for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial, whatever that may be, and thank you for tuning in. Bye!